Yeah, hi there. This is tuxocher.com again. Welcome on my video channel. It's too bad that in the last couple of weeks there wasn't a new video from me because I had a cold, a pretty serious cold. So I hope my voice still can make it so we get into another topic today in a new video. What we want to talk about today is Lightroom and catalog and storing your images. I usually store my images all there here on a 4 terabyte NVMe drive, which I made myself with a Lexar NVMe drive and a enclosure, because I mainly switch between my X300 PC, my Windows 11 PC, and the last time more and more often with my MacBook Pro. So I have all my images here on the 4 terabyte drive. One situation is, especially in Windows, when you plug in the external drive, that sometimes the external drive will get a different drive letter. So most of the time when this happened, you are in trouble. And that is the reason for this video. We're just going to see what you can do about it. And maybe we even talk about switching between Windows and macOS operating systems with a Lightroom catalog, because the Lightroom catalog itself is compatible between those two operating systems, but there are a couple of other differences. Okay, let's go to the desktop PC and take a closer look. Okay, I started here my Windows 11 desktop PC and I copied my Lightroom block to another NVMe drive, which obviously is mounted with the drive letter F instead of I, as I told you in the beginning of the video. But let's just start the catalog. Okay, and as you can see here, all images have this exclamation mark, meaning the photo is missing, because of course the catalog is stored with the information that all the images are on the drive letter E. Okay, if you want to change the drive letter for some reasons, maybe after a total crash of your Windows machine or something else, or you just have, let's say, another drive, another USB drive or an S or something like that, that might be okay. The only thing you have to do is go here to the folders here, and here you can see the original folder and see that all the images are missing. But the only thing you have to do is just right click here, find the missing folder, and when you go to the right folder, in this case with the drive letter F, and select this folder, everything should be okay. As you can see, all the exclamation marks are vanished. Let's skip Lightroom, and I want to show you something. We just launched the DB SQL Explorer. That's a DB browser for SQLite databases. Okay, I open the database, go to F and Mac test block, and as you can see here, the catalog of Lightroom is not shown up, but that is because the standard extension for SQLite databases is DB, so we have to change that to every file. Open up the catalog from Lightroom, and here we can see we have the tables here. And if I switch to search data, maybe I should have switched that to English. Okay, we go to the table AG library folder. That is there. Okay, here you can see the relative path to the images, like this one here. And pretty important, you see information about the root folder, which is stored here in the database just as a numeric ID, just in case you have more than one root folder, which is, I don't advise you to have. But if we go to another table, go to library root folder, there it is. And there you can see that is the root folder stored in the database. And since I switched that to F block photos, that is stored now in the SQLite database, and that's the reason for you have to switch that in Lightroom. But now I have to switch to the Macintosh system, where I want to show you how that would work out in the Macintosh system. Okay, we are here now on my MacBook Pro, and I plugged in the same NVMe drive here, but here on Macintosh system, like on all Unix-like system, it's a little bit different. As you can see here, that the drive is mounted on a path, and that is in this case volumes, and then the name of the device. And if you go into that folder, you already find my block images as I showed you before. So it's a little bit different than Windows systems, but that shouldn't bother us. Okay, we go to the catalog, and I will start that here. Okay, as you can see here, all the exclamation marks that you can't find the images, but it's sort of natural because I showed you the root path in the SQLite database shows to drive letter E, and that is not known to the Macintosh systems. If you want to just switch one because of operating change, let's say, from Windows to Macintosh, all you have to do is the same I showed you before in the Windows system. You just go here to the folder, go here, find missing folder, and then you go to the block photos here, just like that, choose, and everything should be okay. As you can see here, all the exclamation marks have vanished. Okay, we quit that. Okay, as I showed you before, I copied the catalog again, but now I want to show you another way, and that might be useful for those of you who want to switch constantly between the two operating systems. That isn't as difficult as you might think. I just already switched to the folder, and here I want to show you something. That's a SQL statement like this one. And here you can see that I update the root folder, which I showed you before, is in drive letter E, and the path block photos or block images. I changed that to the path here on the Macintosh system. Here, volumes and volume 3. So all we have to do is do a SQLite 3, choose the catalog file, which is the SQLite database, of course, and then pipe in the SQL statement. You could do that with the DB browser, as I showed you before, but that is, I think, more convenient and faster. Okay, that should be it. Then we go to the Finder, go to the catalog, start it, and as you can see here, it already got, just like before with the manual way, the new folder or new path where to find the images for, in this case, my block images. And since I prepared that already for Windows, I got almost the same. You see here that the root folder absolute path is set to back to drive letter I again, so I can switch between the different operating system. But last but not least, I want to show you another way. But first I have to copy the catalog file again. Okay, I copied back the original catalog file. What you can do is a third alternative, and that is just mark all the catalog and the helper directories and copy them to the place where the images are. Like this. Takes a little while, I guess. Okay, I copied them into the directory where all my images resides. That is has the advantage that Lightroom will only utilize the relative path. Okay, we start that. The only thing you might have to do is once change the directory in that case, because that is set to Windows. I copied that, and here we go to find missing folder again. Take a choose, and everything is okay. And the next time when you switch back to Windows, that should result in that you don't have to change anything, because Lightroom is using then the relative path to the images. But that of course only works if the catalog and the help of directories, like I showed you, are in the same directory as the images. Okay, as you could see, the switch between different folders on the one hand side, and even switching between different operating systems isn't that hard, even though my way to do it with your little SQL script might not be in favor for everybody. But it is usable at this time with a little script, and that is because Adobe doesn't integrate a path mapper like DaVinci Resolve does, where you can switch between a Macintosh laptop or a Macintosh desktop system and a Windows system on the other hand. The other way, the third option, is to store all the catalog and helper directories relatively to your images. I think is a usable way if you have to switch, and there might be a couple of people out there using maybe a Windows PC at their main desktop PC and using a Macintosh laptop, a MacBook Air, MacBook Pro as a laptop for vacation and so on. So that might be a useful way in addition. If you have any questions to this, you might as well place them in the comments, either here in the comments of the video or in the comments function of the corresponding blog post. And it surely would help the channel if you place a like on the video if it was a little bit helpful to you, and even more, it would help the channel if you subscribe it. But then don't forget to hit the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Okay, that was my little view on Lightroom, catalogs, folders, drive letters, and so on. And all I have to say is till the next time, ciao, tux oche.